Alright, we got more depressing news in 2025. But in this video, I'm going to turn depressing news into positive energy. But before that, let's cover this very sad news. Microsoft just laid off 6,000 people, or 3% of its workforce, in the name of getting rid of unnecessary layers. The quote can be found here. They mentioned that they noticed unnecessary layers in its organization, and oh no, this is Amazon's term, my mistake, but Microsoft is implying the same thing, that they're trimming unnecessary people, whatever that means, and apparently they had 6,000 people that were unnecessary. But even then, their stock has been going up. It says here, on Monday, Microsoft shares ended trading at $449.26, the highest price so far this year. So as with many big billion-dollar tech companies, as their stocks go up, as they profit, as the CEOs get paid more and more, they are still trimming the unnecessary layers and getting rid of thousands and thousands of people. And this is such a BS thing to do, because remember in the 2010s when all these big tech companies were saying that they were creating products and software to change the world and make the world a better place and to help humanity, all this marketing PR stuff? Well, now you could see, I hope people could see in 2025 that all of that was just a lie. All of that was just to make themselves look enticing for investors and for the commercial public, because in reality, whenever they can to make more money, they will cut people and have them struggle to find jobs, to make a living, and to feed their families. Because all these companies that were boasting about making the world a better place in the 2010s, now apparently they don't care. Now apparently they don't care that their thousands and thousands of employees can't even have health insurance, can't even take care of themselves. So I hope people now realize that whole that whole two-faced thing is happening in the industry, and the whole high horse, save the world, make the world a better place. It's all fake. All these companies just want to get your dollar. But anyways, we all know that this isn't new news. This is everyone knows this. All right, this isn't groundbreaking. This isn't breaking news. We all know these companies are greedy, and the last thing they care about is making the world a better place. So yeah. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention was this round of 6,000 layoffs as of this month was the biggest round of layoffs since the 2023 round of layoffs that when Microsoft let go of 10,000 people. So since 2023, they've laid off more than 16,000 people, and if you count for the mini layoffs that weren't so public, it could easily be 20,000 people. So imagine a big stadium with 20,000 people, like a Metallica concert or something, and all those people now have to find different jobs. All those people don't have health insurance anymore. They probably have severance and stuff, but still, that goes away quick. And all the 20,000 people have to find another job. And those 20,000 people are flooding the market where other people are looking for jobs, less qualified people are looking for jobs, fresh grads from college are looking for jobs, and also the thousands of people from other companies that were also laid off are looking for jobs. So it's not that hard. You don't have to be a genius to picture what's going on with the job market just by picturing, just how many people are seeking jobs and how many companies are hiring. More companies are laying off people than hiring. So this is just this is like a disaster that you can't really see unless you look at data. Because, for example, if there's a big fire like the Palisades fire, people know how bad it is because you go out your door and the sky's black and there's fire and you could smell the ashes in the air. But when it's a economic disaster that is really, really bad, the sky is still blue outside. You can still go outside and go down the street and get your coffee and stuff. So it's not really in your face until you look at the data, and until you invite people to do things and they can't do it, or you go to the store and the price of things are up, and then your bank account is not as affluent as it used to be, or it gets declined, and then it hits you. Oh, the data is saying my credit card's getting declined. The data is saying I can't afford dinner. That's when it hits you. But the sky's still blue, the air still smells good, but it doesn't hit you as quick as other disasters, but it will hit you. So that's it. I want to give perspective. 6,000 steps. If you want, I'm going to do something today. I'm going to do one step for each person that got laid off at Microsoft. And 6,000 steps is approximately 2.5 miles, depending on your stride. If you're shorter, you could probably hit 3 miles. So imagine that. Every step you take represents a person that got laid off. And you're going to be walking for over 2 miles. Now, my nose itches, but since 2021 till 2025, till this date, there has been 500,000 workers in the U.S. who were laid off. Now, obviously, a lot of these people probably got other jobs since then, and then got laid off again, and then got other jobs, and then there's probably, the number's not super duper accurate, but it's still in the 100,000s. But to keep it simple, just to understand things, since 2021, 500,000 layoffs has occurred within the tech industry in the USA. And to give perspective, 500,000 steps is 208.33 miles. So if you take one step outside to represent every person that got laid off since 2021, you will be walking to another state, probably, depending on what direction you're going. California is a really big state, but if you go towards east, you'll probably hit Nevada, depending on where you live. But if you just keep going north or south, if you live at the edge of the states, you'll still be in California. But 208 miles is not an easy distance to walk. But that's how many people got laid off since 2021. So obviously, I'm not gonna walk 208 miles, but to honor the Microsoft employees who were let go this week, I'm going to turn negative into a positive. And as I've said in my past video, in times in turmoil, in economic turmoil, or any sort of dark thing that's going on, fitness can help you. So I'm going to do 6,000 steps on top of other workouts, but these steps will be dedicated to those who were laid off at Microsoft, which sounds pretty cheesy, but hey, I could sit here and read about the data and read about why they did it and what other companies are going to do it, or I could get a good workout in and probably do some tribute to what's going on. And that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm going to end this part of the video and go out and get some steps in. But before I do, I'm gonna make some pre-workout because I like making let me blow this up. Let me center this. Okay, I'm gonna make some pre-workout because it's fun and it's a ritual that I enjoy doing because it gets me going. So here's my cup. There's some water in here. This is the sour watermelon flavor. I feel like today's a sour watermelon because today's sour because of the news of the tech industry, but it's sweet because I'm gonna go for a walk and get some sunlight in. So sour watermelon pre-workout is the appropriate choice today. This is the powder. All right, you see that? Boom, just 200 milligrams of caffeine. All right, there's the nice Breaking Bad scoop right there. It's not blue. Boom, boom. Oh yeah. All right. Oh, you know what else? I got creatine. Creatine is important. So we got the creatine monohydrate. Boom. I am fasted, by the way. I haven't eaten, and it is 1:30 p.m. Alright. So with creatine, they recommend anyone to take 5 grams a day, but a lot of studies and people have been promoting to take a little bit more. So I've been doing super doses of creatine. Not too much. This is a 5-gram scoop, so this is probably like 7 grams or 8 grams. This is probably 7 or 8. So boom, combine that with the pre-workout. And the creatine I use is not ever flavored. This is unflavored. But what I did notice is that if you do add creatine to your pre-workout, it does make your pre-workout taste a little creamier. So if you like a creamy, fruity taste, adding creatine could help. But some pre-workout tastes better without creatine. So I sometimes, depending on what pre-workout I use, I avoid stacking it with the creatine. Alright, so we got our powder here. Obviously there's not enough water, but I have water. So boom. Let's see that fill up. Alright. Hopefully. Boom. Alright, I gotta stir this better, but that is delicious pre-workout. Ooh. Yeah, I gotta stir this better. Alright. I'm gonna go work out. I'll see you in the next clip. If you got laid off, it's gonna be alright. Stay fit. You know. Now, getting laid off sucks because life costs money. Everything costs money. Food costs money, gym costs money, gas costs money, going to an interview costs money, this webcam costs money, the internet to make this video costs money, life costs money. We all need jobs, and we all worked hard to get where we were, but now we're nowhere. But what you can be doing is working on your fitness, getting fit, getting healthy, working on your brain, working on your cardiovascular health so you can live long and healthy, so you can function correctly, so that when the next opportunity comes up, you will perform better than everyone around you. That's why being healthy is important. It's not just looking aesthetic, it's performing well in life and in your career so that you don't have to struggle when the next thing happens like this. So, yeah. That's why getting fit is important during times of turmoil, and I'm gonna go get fit. Alright guys, I did 1 lap here at this reservoir, and that's about 2.2 miles or about 5,000 or so steps. Now that I'm all warmed up, I'm gonna go for a jog for my second lap. Hopefully I could jog without stopping, but I'll probably walk a little bit. Yeah, just a few more steps, and that will be the 6,000 steps dedicated to the Microsoft people that got laid off. But let's get out here being healthy, getting sunlight. Anyways, I hate recording in public, but I'm recording now because it's empty, but someone's gonna walk here, so I'm gonna stop recording because I hate it. But I'll see you in the next clip. I'm gonna go jog now. Alright, I just finished lap 2, so that's 2.2 miles. I jogged most of it, I ran some of it. I jogged most of it, walked some of it. So in total it's 4.4 miles. That's about 10,000 or 12,000 steps, I think. I don't know. I'm gonna post my total steps on the screen, so maybe hopefully you see it there. But this is dedicated to the Microsoft layoffs and also to fitness. You know, I know this is not impressive, but this is I'm cutting, so you know, I'm gonna keep getting lean, keep getting fit, and push forward. But yeah, stay fit and keep pushing. Whoa, that's a nice view.